Well, the battery died in the GoPro, but I was able to capture all the action on this cam for you, so you didn't miss an exciting moment of me securing this building. Safety first. Probably had to take the screws out first. Oh man, that's gonna be fun now. You went and done it now. Holy cow. Let's see what kind of mess I got myself into now. Should have took those screws out before I touched that winch. Live and learn. Live and learn. See, those are coming out really hard because they either have pressure going up or down. Looks like 3's the number. Number 2. pretty good right there. It's pretty good. Wonder if I can get that to sit there for a few minutes. We'll see. We shall see. Oh man, I sure ate a lot of nails real quick. Can I get some more, please? That's going to be it for me tonight, folks. One thing I've learned about this building stuff is it takes longer than you think. I went and dropped $623 for 56 brand new boards last night. Had to scrape for it, didn't want to do it. I tried to shop around and get deals on used wood because I'm replacing a lot of the wood on my building due to my stupidity and not taking proper care of my wood. I will take proper care of this by throwing it up on the building and then covering it with metal. I just want to move forward. The new section that I've lifted up, I want to throw all new wood at it, get it squared up, solid, straight, plumb, get the metal on it so I've got a foundation to attach the rest of the building to. And as I've said before, I will straighten the rest of the building as I attach it to this solid base. It was a big expense. It was actually a lot of work. I loaded all that onto a cart and I went through every board and made sure I got good straight ones. And after I got the cart loaded, I was actually perspiring. And these youngsters that worked at the place where I got it were standing around doing that. And I said, hey, how about if a couple of you youngsters help me load this up on my truck? I know that's a little iffy, but we got her home. It's cold. It's cold, but that flag hanging, that's so beautiful to look at. That flag hanging at half-mast, all tattered, has really been weighing on my conscience. So I got to go get that off my conscience. Gotta get my conscience back. Looking for my good gloves, my good working gloves. Not here. We'll find them. We'll go find them, folks. I have decided to go ahead and get a quad. I want to give Yunkin a break and not be using my tractor as a quad to cart my heavy duty self around. I was hoping if I hold this camera real steady, sure that'll make the lens perfect. If I hold this camera real steady and zoom in, see, isn't that sad? I lowered it to half-mast for the anniversary of the Pearl Harbor attack, and I couldn't bring myself to lift it back up because it's all frayed at the bottom and the top came unhooked, and I need to see that piece of hardware right there Okay, so the ring pulled out of the cloth then. That's good. I still have my hook up there. Or my snap thing, whatever, clevis, whatever you call it. That's good to know, so I can just take the new flag up. Anyway, that's good to know ahead of time before I get up there. I do have to go up to that hasp on the ladder right there, and or whatever it is, turnbuckle, cleat. I have to go up to that cleat to get it loose, but then lower it, and you have to be careful raising and lowering that. I mean, it's way up there. And anyway, I'll get the old flag down, get the new flag up. You know the thing. Look what I just drug out of the bushes, folks. I believe this will make a good wood rack. I believe it will. Got a chain on it anywhere? That's all right. Oh, it does got some little chains. Little guys right here. I don't need a whole lot in the chains. Just a little bit of the chains. That's actually pretty decent right there. The noises help. The noises do help. Probably would have made some sense to put gloves on before I did that. Made a little sense. Probably. sense having all this stuff in my building site. Oh, Curtis, I know. Your day's coming. You too, race car hauler. Your days are coming. Right now, I'm otherwise occupied. Man's got to have priorities. Got to have priorities. That can get brush hogged. This can get brush hogged. All this can get brush hogged. Just don't want to put my new wood on some old rotty stuff. We're trying to get away from all that old rotty stuff. There's a couple trucks in there. Yep, barnwood and a 46 GMC. 42 or 46. They'll be coming out this spring too. Gonna have to try to pull as many of those screws out as I can get, or they're gonna mess with my stackability. So I hauled an old trailer. It's actually a trailer that Lou and I built. What the heck was that? I didn't have anything sitting on the ground behind this. I know I didn't. No. Alright. Anyway, Lou and I built a trailer about 10 years ago. And it was just for me to haul crates that had cabs in them to freight docks. Well, it's been sitting in the bushes for about 5 years now. And I'm sorry about the noise. I'm trying to get some stuff done today. But I don't want to wreck the truck while I'm doing it. We've had enough automotive carnage for 1 year or 10. The tires were low. That's better. I'm sorry. Had to have that. I just went the wrong way. Anyway, the tires were low on it. I filled them up. They're holding air nice. And I plan to use that frame because it's got big 4x4 posts going across it. I plan to use it for a rack for my lumber because I just spent $623 on 56 boards, and I've already said what an idiot I was for letting wood rot and all of that and everything. I'm not going to keep beating myself up over it, but I will say, there's our beeper back. I will say that I learned my lesson, and so I'm going to put this wood that's in the back of the truck that I paid $628 for. You'll remember it when it's that much and you didn't have to spend it. Anyway, but not only that, but I have a bunch of questionables wood left from my original piles, and I'm going to put them, use that for a rack and put spacers between them. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the boards that aren't good and cut them up for spacers, and the boards that are good are going to get spaced out on that deck. Oh, I gotta make sure I do this right. Yeah, I have to be careful right here because I have leaf gopher alone. I have buckets for the hop to right there. 3 buckets, I think. No, 2. One of them we used for recreational purposes. I don't want to have to carry these far either. It's pretty muddy right there. That's good enough. Okay, I'm sorry about the beat, and I guess I should have had this whole conversation up, but I'm not redoing it. So, without further ado, I will start dropping the camera. and getting it all wet. That's what I'll start doing. No. So I'm gonna go through that stack right there. First, I gotta, that header board on that trailer is held on there by 4 screws. I'll pop those out, lay that thing over flat. That's why I've got the level on there, not to make it level, but to make sure it's straight all the way across. And then I'll start going through this pile right here. Some of those boards are just wet. That's it. They're not rotten, they're not buggy. Some of them are buggy and rotten. Those definitely are. But anyways, I'm gonna go through the wood and start, because it's just going to stay wet. If it's uncovered and on the ground, it's just going to stay wet and get wetter and get rotty. But if I lay it out on there and put spacers between them where the air can get to them and the bugs can't and the water can't from the top, maybe I'll salvage some of them, because that was a painful lesson. Not only was it a lot of money, it was a lot of work. Loading all that up onto one of those carts at the big store, and you got youngsters standing around watching you. Homie was sweating. I broke a sweat, and I got it all loaded up, and you couldn't move the cart. You couldn't. And well, I mean, I could budge it, but I called one of the youngsters, so I said, give that a push. And he's like, whoa, it ain't gonna go. I go, yeah, it will, because I grabbed it and started pulling it, and I said, now push. And then I said, can you get another one of you youngsters, and maybe we'll just all get this done real quick. So they did come help me load it up. Thank you, appreciate that. But use the old man card. You know, show them that you'll do the work, but make them help if they're getting paid, right? So I'm gonna, those will go on top, and I won't put spacers between those, because that right there is enough boards for me to put all of my girts on this gable end and both of these ends right here. I can get this whole section built as far as the wood, and with good wood. So we will, once I get down to the old boards that have been spaced out and drying, hopefully I'll have a bunch of good boards that I can use to make cross braces, because this section is getting built all the way, metal, roof, everything. We're gonna have a little shop to help us conquer the big shop, and we'll attach it as we make it right. But anyway, I got to get to work. I got a lot of stuff to do. You guys just watch. Also, I didn't get the flag put up the other day, because I went to pull the flag out of the bag, and it was a different flag. It was a flag that Jim Anderson gave me, that's customized and says Classic Truck Rescue and stuff on it. That's going in here in the shop. But my buddy Steve, Big Steve, a lot of people remember Big Steve, helped me go get Smokey the fire truck, helped me go get Slinky the fire truck. Oh yeah. Anyway, I couldn't find the flag that Steve gave me. It was in the container, the Armageddon container, and there's a lot of stuff in there, and most of it's packaged. But I finally got a hold of Steve, and I said, hey Steve, remember that flag you gave me for my birthday? And I said, I can't find it. Do you remember what kind of package it was in? He got back to me and said, yeah, it was in a, described the packaging. And so I was actually, the next day, it was getting dark. Yesterday it was getting dark, and I was actually in the container looking for it, and he sent me a text saying, hey, did you ever find the flag? And right after I read that text, I looked over and saw the packaging that was pre-described, picked it up, the flag was in there. So thank you, Steve. Steve's giving me 2 flags to fly out here. He believes in, like I do, that. Thank you, buddy. That was awesome of you. And he believes, like I do, in my country, in his country, our country, and that you should fly your colors. So I'm gonna go fly my colors. I'll be back. Two, 3, 4, 5, and we're back. You didn't even know we were gone, did you? I've been hustling. So the deal is, I noticed the flag Steve got me has more attachment holes. The other flag only had 3 clips holding it on. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think it had 3 or 4. This one has 5. So I had to take them all off and spread them out. The new one has 5. They're 30 inches apart. So I started at the top, went 30, 30, 30. I got 2 more to put on. I rounded up a couple more hasps for that. And then instead of the zip ties, well, I still will use zip ties, but I'm going to zip tie these clips to the rope for the smaller Oregon flag. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm using my noodler. But we got to have our flag up. And Big Steve, thank you again. You got us a bigger flag than what we had. A little work, but work that I'm more than happy to put in. So 90, I got to go to 120. It's hard doing this too. You try to make a tape measure stick in a hole like that. It's liable to come crashing down before I get to, ultimately I need to get to 150. Oh, that's why I stopped, because 120 is where the zip tie is, and that's where my next one needs to go. Hopefully that tape measure will just hang on over there. Just a little bit. Oh, Steve, this flag's huge. It's a big flag. Thank you, buddy. Steve goes big. Here, there's a flag. Rick, that's a big flagpole. You need a big flag. I love that dude. He's pretty cool. Good heart, that guy, Steve. He's a very good heart. He gave us another flag to fly out here when we had our old wooden Peroni flagpole that we had to retire. It's now part of my redneck deck, you know. And right there is where the last one goes. And he let us use the flag that was covering his brother's casket when he came home. And Steve is just such a proud. I'm like, Steve, that flag got all tattered from that wooden pole. And he's like, I don't care about that. He's like, that flag didn't need to sit on a shelf. It needed to fly over America. And he said, and the classic truck ranch is just the spot it needed to fly. And so, but we're gonna all of our old flags we have, I just learned of a place in Molalla where we can take it, all of our flags, to have them properly decommissioned, whatever you want to call it, by veterans, and that's a good thing. So we're gonna do that. Maybe we'll take you, and then everyone can learn what the proper way is to dispose of American flag. I'll be looking into some new hardware. I got to replace this rope like within a year or so. Just be safe. I don't want your flag falling down. And we'll address the hardware. We'll make sure everything swivels and does all the stuff it's supposed to do. Where are we at? That's looking 150-ish to me. Okay, so we need that for that flag. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and use more brain. Look at that. That's gonna be a big flag, folks. Ease up over there. I'll go ahead and measure this other one, and we'll get it properly attached too. I had it hanging, it was riding the coattails of the US flag, my Oregon flag was. I'll just do it. I'll just do it, folks. So I will put one of these clips a decent interval below, you know, like a foot below. And I'm sure, oh, I'm gonna hear it now, there's some specific distance the Oregon state flag is supposed to fly below the United States flag. I don't know that, but I'm betting. that's gonna wind up being the case. Oh wow, that is really twisted. I don't need it untwisted to do what I gotta do though. I would say that would be a decent space below. Maybe we'll give her a foot. We'll go a foot between flags. Like that. I like that. We'll do that. I think I'm gonna go ahead and get all this untangled. I don't need that hanging there anymore. Alright. We'll get her untangled, folks. Look at that tape measure. Man, if you just stay out of the equation for a minute. Oops. There we go. Told you. Told you that could just come crashing down. Fortunately, that's exactly what I wanted it to do right then. Okay, so I've got all my hardware, I believe, intact. I believe. No, I'm not gonna sit there and make myself dizzy. Spinning round and round. See, I've learned too, when dealing with this rope, that you got to let these knots in the bottom work themselves out too. This all has to be dekinked, if you will, before you go raising her up. I can feel the tension coming off of it. Come on out of there. There we go. There we go. Now, roll her up and down a little bit. I gotta be able to get to that top one. Okay, we're getting somewhere, folks. Heck, let's just get her done. I got a dentist appointment to get to today. Yeah. Homie's got to go. Homie's got to go get some work done on his face. In the mouth region. Okay. Now we'll just go up to the next one. It should be, yeah, it's working out good so far. I like it. I like it so far. We'll go up to the next one. I know the flag's not supposed to go on the ground, and if it's not supposed to touch dirty old tractors, I apologize that it is touching a dirty old tractor. But America! You can take a little tractor moss up with it. See, this makes me feel good to have my flag. Oh, let's untwist that. Come on now, no shenanigans. No shenanigans. You have to be careful and not let it trick you. Not let the hardware's trick you. This one will go right there. Uh-oh. Did I miss one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that's the top of the Oregon flag. Coming up on the top of the Oregon flag, folks. We'll go ahead and hook that puppy up. That's the top, I believe. And in the bottom, we'll go right here. I can't let go. There's a lot of weight, a lot of tension on this rope that I'm holding over here. There we go. There we go. Going up, folks. This is awesome. Thank you again, Big Steve. It's a biggin. It's a biggin. See, I can feel the kinks coming out as I go up. And it's a long ways up. My lights work too. My solar flag lights. Oh, it needs to go a little higher, I would say. Boy, that's beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, Steve. God bless America. God bless America. I had to go back up on the ladder because when I got down here, I noticed that the flag was about 2 feet below the top. And one time I did that and I thought, you know, it's not quite all the way to the top. And the first thing Jamie said when she looked at it was, it's not all the way to the top. So I went ahead and got it all the way to the top. Had a few side tracks. That's how it goes out here. You think you're going to go work on something and then something else happens and it takes a lot longer. Anyway, I'm closer to my dentist appointment time and I do have to unload that wood right there. And I was going to stack a bunch of the questionable wood up and dry it out, but you know, I've got other trailers, I've got other stuff that I can stack that up on. Maybe, heck, maybe I'll bring some cement blocks out here to put under it, but I need to get that wood off of the truck because I got to go to the dentist. And so I'm going to take that header board off real quick, get those boards off the truck, go unload my propane and get to the dentist. You can watch me work though. good to have that. Thank you, Lord. Thank you to my patrons too, because this is what I do. I mean, I add to it, but I get a lot more with my help from my patrons. Thank you. Classic truck rescue. Well, I'm back on the building, but I don't remember exactly where I left off. I know I had to go deal with my flag. Had to go deal with my flag, and I did. Thank you, Steve, brother. It's beautiful. It's bigger than the last one. Also, I went ahead and got some more wood. Oh, not that wood. That wood. And I think I already told you that, but I got it all unloaded, stacked on the trailer, flat, drying. And all that is going to be for the girts. If you look down at the other end, all the pieces going like that, and those going like that, need to be over here going like that, because we're going to build this section. We're going to get her super straight. When we left off last time on the building, I was taking down the winch cans and the winches and the batteries, and I was putting the core bowl blocks on and bolting them on. I got to do that corner over there. Yunkin's sitting there in that intimidating position because I think I'm going to have a little guff off that post. If I do, I'll just bring the bucket on down, get on the tractor, give her a little nudge. But that post has to come over just a little bit that way. And I'm thinking that it may do that on its own when I get up there. When I get up there, see the winch, see the cable right there in the snatch block? I think it may have pulled the truss. I think it may have pulled the truss that way. The truss needs to go a little that way. Now it looks like it needs to go that way a lot because this post is a little twisted at the top. But it only needs to go that way about an inch. I'm hoping it'll go ahead and slide over as much as it needs to, and maybe I'll just have to tap it a little bit. But if it needs more than that, we got it. And then we'll start putting all the girts on, and then it's metal time. And like I said, I'm gonna build me a little shop right here to keep me warm and dry while I work on the rest of the shop. I think it's a good plan. I'll be back. And also I went ahead and charged the battery on the bucket truck because I didn't want you to have to go through all the starting the truck drama today. Hopefully everything will just cooperate over there, and then we'll get to work. We'll get to working. To working. My wrench. What did I use the wrench for? Taking those bolts out. Okay. These will work for now. I'm about moving forward today. Not waiting on a $2 wrench. I doubt if it was a $2 wrench too, because the kind of wrench that I leave in vehicles for things like putting the battery cable back on every time I start it, those kind of wrenches don't have to be special. I can guarantee it weren't made in America, the wrench that gets left behind. Okay. Let's go with the boost. These coveralls have been keeping me really warm. I like them. I had to take my coat off. That's good. Come on. Come on. Oh, don't want to get too hot over there. Oh, that's good though. It's rolling over fast. Nope. It is so hard to resist the urge to just keep going, but you're risking damage, potentially expensive damage, and time-consuming damage. Better to take a minute. I'll be right back. Well, I just wanted to show you real quick while that battery's charging. My new flag is very sassy. It's very sassy. It's brazen and it's sassy. I hear noises all the time. It snaps and it's just a beautiful thing, folks. It really is. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, God. God bless America. America. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? People talking smack about America. And then you got other people. You got other people that are literally killing themselves to get here. Bunch of, my country's so horrible, people are killing themselves to get here. It's a bunch of garbage.